Welcome back. Thank you so much. We have with us in the studio Mark Garner, and he's with Mark Garner Hill Farm. Garner Hill Farms?
Garner Hill Farm.
Garner Hill Farm.
Yes,
Farms?
no farms, just
Okay.
a farm. Yeah,
Farms.
yeah. And we like to let people know that Garner Hill is not a geographic feature.
Okay.
Because everybody asks us,
Where's the hill?
where's Garner Hill at?
A name marriage,
it's
isn't it?
That's right. It's my last name and my wife's last name.
Okay.
So together we have formed Garner Hill Farm.
Did she argue that it should be Hill Garner?
Absolutely not. No.
Okay.
No, because
Just
G
one.
comes before H.
Okay, so
Oh,
it
that's
was
how
one
you
of those.
settled down.
Yeah,
You
that's
know, you
exactly, yes. And it goes all the way back to, we met actually in 5th grade. And so we shared several classes together through junior high and high school.
Did she have
and I always sat in
pigtails?
front
You
of her.
always came first.
Always in front of her. But of course I have a bald spot on the back of my head for all those times when I said stupid things. And
Oh, good. She got you.
I would, so you get along with your wife?
oh,
I assume.
absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
She's my best friend and a phenomenal person to
That's
be with.
good.
Yep.
Now you started Garner Hill Farm when?
About 3 years ago, we lived in Austin, Texas,
Okay.
and had working with a farm has been a lifelong dream of mine. Karen is a city girl, and as we got closer
Sounds like
to
Green Acres to me.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. We got to the point to where we wanted to find a place to settle down. We went for about 2 years and searched 6 different states and a dozen different cities and looked at different properties and things that were around. Fell in love with Harrison, visited here 2 or 3 times, and was able to buy a nice piece of land that we could develop into the farm, the kind of farm that we wanted. And so we've been in town here now for about 3.5 years and absolutely loving it.
Now, where is this piece of land?
Gaither,
Okay.
as you go out on 206, the Gaither Baptist Church, we're just about a couple of miles from there,
Okay.
in the Gaither Valley.
Okay, good, good. And then you not only have livestock there, but you grow things organically?
That's correct. Yeah, we raise beef, pork, lamb, and then we also raise eggs, chickens that produce eggs. And then this is our first year with doing a market garden. So we've got a variety of heirloom vegetables that are unique to this area, and anything that things that you won't find in the store. And we do like to tell folks to be completely transparent. We're not USDA certified organic, but we follow organic practices in everything that we do with the livestock and the vegetables.
Is
as
there
well.
a process to be government?
Oh, absolutely, and
Yeah.
it's a horrific,
sure.
intensely bureaucratic
Yeah.
process. It's very
Yeah.
expensive, and
Yeah.
for the small farmer, it's not something that can be done.
Not necessarily that they, USDA is, and I've done a little research on you because we're doing some advertising for you, but they use growth hormones and different things. So what you're kind of a hybrid of that. You want to go a little bit further in the process of how you grow not only your meats but your vegetables.
Exactly, exactly. Sustainability is very important to us, and not just the vegetables, but particularly with the livestock, we want to grow them as close to their natural environment and character as possible. So we do a lot of things on our farm with our cattle and our sheep that you won't find on the traditional farm. Our cattle and sheep graze together all the time because they eat different kinds of grasses and herbs and forbs out there. So it helps keep our pastures cleaner. There's also some parasitic cycles that are broken by pasturing them together. It's a little bit more trouble though, which is why most people don't do that.
Right.
But for us, it's worth the effort to replicate as closely as possible that natural environment.
Now, what kind of livestock do you have?
Our cows, we have a mixture of some Angus and Semipole, which is a breed of cow from the Caribbean islands, from St. Croix. That's bred specifically for hot, dry climates, poor grass, poor forage, which unfortunately is what we've had for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
The Angus that we have on our farm actually came from an older farmer down near Bergman, Billy Blevins. He's got a herd of Angus that's been in his family for over 50 years.
So bloodline is important to
So
you.
bloodline is very very important, and particularly a grass-fed bloodline,
Right.
because most of the cattle today have been bred to grow on grain,
Exactly.
and they don't do well on if you're just doing strictly grass-fed.
And
don't do well.
I don't want to use the word addicted to the grain, but they prefer it over.
They get addicted to
grass.
the grain.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
And why is that? Because
well,
of the
there's
sugar
a
content?
sugar high, and
Yeah, okay.
and they get used to it. It's easier to eat, and they put on weight.
And that's what you really want. I mean,
Well, that's what some other farmers want. Yes.
right?
yeah,
They want
yeah.
the weight because they get more money for the amount of fat
Right.
that's on the animal when they sell
and,
it. Yeah.
and the meat tastes different, and we make sure that people are aware of that when they buy meat from Garner Hill Farm.
And cooking
it's
is
not going to
somewhat a
taste
little
like
bit
what you
different.
buy
Right.
in the grocery store. What we like to tell folks is that for the first time in your life, you're going to taste what real beef and what real pork and what real lamb tastes
And
like.
does that mean it's less fat?
Very,
content?
very lean,
Okay.
very lean, and again, a more pronounced flavor. When I buy, the occasion that I buy a steak or a chop or something from a grocery store that's a commodity raised product, I tend to think of them as very neutral taste, very bland, which is what the greater portion of our population is used to and desires. Ours, when you bite into one of our steaks, you have a taste that is in your mouth, and that taste is beef. It's unique. It's a wonderful thing when we sample. Oftentimes people will walk by and grab a piece of pork tenderloin that's on a toothpick, and like you do, you see the sample table, you grab the toothpick, you walk off, right? And invariably, 90% of the times they'll pick up the toothpick, they'll take 2 steps, pop it in their mouth, and stop dead in their tracks and turn around and say, "What
Wow.
was that?"
Yeah.
And say that is
They've never
pork,
tasted
and
that
that's
before,
what
yeah.
pork is supposed to taste like. And so it's a very satisfying feeling to be able to introduce people to real taste.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the artisan market, and then after we do a little introduction to that, we'll go over and show some of the things that will be at the artisan market. But how'd that start?
The farmers market here in Harrison has actually been around for over 25 years. Just this year, as we got together to try to figure out what could we do to further promote the market in town. We've invited farmers from the adjoining counties around Boone County to be a part of our market, so that we can get more vendors to be there and with their produce and the craft goods. So as part of that process, we changed the name from just the Harrison Farmers Market to be more inclusive of all of the counties that are around us. We wanted to make sure that everyone feels welcome to come and shop here and buy here. And so we changed the name to the Central Ozarks Farmers and Artisans Market. With that, a lot of changes came to play. So I have to put in a plug for the Harrison Convention and Visitors Bureau, the Harrison Daily Times, and Healthy Kids, Healthy Ozarks, who all three jumped right on board with some great support, allowed us to purchase a banner to go across the street up by the hospital. That'll be up all summer long, except for a few occasions when other banners will be there. That should be up this week. Directing people to the downtown area for the market. We have, and I'll show on the table there, the ability now to do credit cards and debit cards at the market, going kind of back to an old tradition of the wooden nickel. So you come to our booth as a market manager, and we'll swipe your card and in $5 allocations and give you a $5 wooden token that you can spend at any booth in the market,
That's
just
nice,
like cash.
Okay.
And inflation, the wooden nickel has gone to the $5 nickel.
Exactly.
So we've done things like that. Some other signage that has gone up. We have a weekly advertisement and then a story of one of the farmers that participates in the market every Friday in the Harrison Daily Times. So those things that we've done now, and then some other things that we plan on for the future, really are being done to drive people to the market. A really important thing that I want to make sure that everyone in the community is aware of, that you can participate in, is we have a friend of the market category of membership that you can actually join the market as a friend of the market. There's 2 levels, $20 and $50. That money goes to help support the marketing of the market. But in return, we have the cloth shopping bags. that say Friend of the Market, have the logo on it, and the only way you can get one of those is to, at the $20 level, to be a Friend of the Market. So it's a very unique gift. For $50, you can get the cloth shopping bag plus 2 tickets in the fall to a farm-to-table dinner that will be exclusively, the only way to get tickets to that is to be either a business sponsor or to be a Friend of the Market. And it will feature foods from all of the different farms that participated in the market.
Before we run out of time, we need to take a quick break, and we've got about 10 minutes remaining or a little bit less, and we want to jump over there
Absolutely,
and see what the produce is and what your wares will look like when people come down to the market. Stay with us.
Thank you.
Let's not forget